What is up, folks? Briston Gaming. We are back with another episode of 7 Days to Die Mods Weekly, the show where we help you figure out what mods are good for you. And this week, as you can see here, we have a cool week ahead of us. We're going to cover some cool server-side mods, a couple mods that aren't. But before we jump into anything, I want to say thank you to the mod authors and thank you to the community members because you guys have been killing everything, making the channel great, making constant new mods, updating mods. Really appreciate everything you guys have done. Thank you so much, everybody. But now we're going to go ahead and jump into the mods. And the first mod is the Better Axes by CB/Emo24. I hope I said that right. Now you see down here on my hotbar, I've got 3 axes. I have a stone, an iron, and a steel axe, right? So this is a cool server-side mod that if you come here and you type better, if you've managed to gather up some forged iron, wood, leather, and duct tape, you can craft a better iron axe. If you've gotten the steel tool parts, the forged steel, the stuff like this, you can craft a better steel axe. Now, you might not have those things, beginning of day one, but if you want to craft a level 1 version instead of a level 4 version, you can. I've got some points put into stuff, so, I'm not going to be crafting a level 1 version right now. But the cool thing about this mod is it lets you have progression up from the stone axe without having to have a bunch of different tools. You don't have to have an iron axe or a fire axe or a steel axe and all these other tools. You can have a weapon, or in this case an axe, that lets you chop, dig, and harvest and stuff, because you can add mods to the steel axe that lets it dig just as well as a shovel without having to have 2 items. So it really limits, the amount of stuff that you're going to have to carry around with you. But with this tree, we're going to sit here with this little steel axe, or stone axe, I'm sorry. And you see we're getting about 10-ish per hit. We come to the iron one, now we're getting about 20, 23 wood per hit. But now we come to the steel one, now we're getting about 34-ish per hit. And we're just going to look at the stats here. So the repair, everything's a little bit higher on the steel, of course, than the iron and the stone. And that's the reason I like this so much, is it gives you a good progression path up from a stone axe, because you can make the iron one, as soon as you can get some forged iron, which shouldn't hopefully take you too long to get forged iron. Like 50 forged iron for a level 4 is not terrible. But you've got a weapon that you can use for a very long time, because we're going to come around here to a door, and you see it doesn't replace the hammer when we go to upgrade this. Look at that. It upgrades just like the stone axe does. So you're not going to be replacing the hammer completely for doing repairs, or the nail gun for doing repairs or upgrades. This is just a good weapon or a good item to take with you when you're going out looting and stuff like that, for like, oh man, I got to come here and I got to chop through this wall real quick. Oh, it's going to be annoying. Well, now you're just using a slightly better weapon, and you're saving some inventory space by not having to carry multiple tools. That's why this is such a cool mod. But with that, we're going to go ahead and jump over to the next mod. Alright folks, so this next mod is super cool. It is the SS Writeable Storage by LX Sun, and it is actually a really cool mod that can be really thematic, and you can actually use this with like sorcery or some of the other overhauls and stuff out there to create like a really cool theme for how you're going to do stuff. So we're going to go ahead and drop some of these down here so we can show you guys. So you've got this mod here, or this box here, which, has a nice cool little blue glow to it. You've got this one that has a cool little purple. This one has a cool little orangey. This one has yellow. And then this one has like a red. We're going to pick up this pot there. Like, that's just really cool looking, right? So these would work really good with the sorcery overhaul, right? And you can actually write on them. So we're going to change this one to, we're going to say stuff. We're going to change this one to, no. And see, the cool thing is I love the font on that. I just can't figure out what font that is. Yes, man, these things just look really cool. I absolutely love how these things look. Like, that just looks cool. I love the glow. And for sorcery, like, these work super good. I'm actually thinking about adding this mod to sorcery just because I love how those things look. But then not only that, so you've got these little, just these normal little, like, what look like little storage crates. And you can actually change the stuff on this one and say, junk. So it actually changes it to junk, and we're going to change this one to, floop. I don't know how to spell floop. Change it to floop, and it just looks cool. But then you've also got some really neat Get these out of our inventory real quick. We're going to throw down some really cool looking sci-fi looking ones. Let me just toss them out down here. So you've got these here, which are a little bit bigger. Hey, come on. Just, oop. Come on. There we go. You got a green and blue, and then you got a red. Come on, get over here. And then we got that one, and then, come on. And that one. And then we got this one here. Some pretty cool looking little mods. And you could change the sci-fi one to, say, laser. That actually looks kind of cool. And this one too for bulb. And then we'll change this one to make it say orange, even though it's supposed to be green. And for the red one, we'll say, oh, blue. I'm sorry, I thought it was supposed to be. Anyway, that looks kind of cool. Like, I mean, I love how they look. And you can actually, you know, depending upon how you build a base, I mean, you wouldn't do it here in Herschel Farm, but you can actually have really cool looking stuff with this. And we can change the floating text on this one to say float. And look, it floats. Look at that. That is cool as hell. Of course, you can't read it from the back, but I mean, that is still really cool. I absolutely love this mod. It is super fun. Of course, it's not server side just because of the assets and stuff it uses, but it is super fun for like those up here for the sorcery overhaul, like I said, or for some of these down here for just like, you know, different little, however you want to build out a themed base. This is a fun mod. It looks really good. I love the storage, and they have a decent amount of storage in there. So you're not going to be missing out on much using these, like, at all. They're fairly big. And this one is just super cool, and it's, you know, kind of compact with a little floaty bit there. I love that. It makes it kind of feel like Ark a little bit. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the next mod. All right, folks. So the next mod is the Actual Foods by KX Actually, and this is actually a really cool mod. It's actually 3 times. It's a cool mod that adds in some really useful food stuff. So when we come into our inventory, we've got a cool thing of artificial potato. It's kind of funny, but this is really just for recipes to make other stuff with. Hardtack is kind of like a beginner type food that you can make really early stage. The supper, as you see, gives a strength of +1, which I thought was kind of cool, and increased melee damage. A decent amount of food, decent amount of health, some decent stamina. The pear cobbler gives agility +1, bartering, so better buying and stuff. Pretty much decent food, health. The miso chicken soup, they all give good bonuses, as you see. Some give like this. Which one am I on? Yeah, the chicken dumplings and cornbread give +30 carrying capacity, which is phenomenal for a decent amount of time, and it cures infection. Gives good food, good health, good stamina, some good cold resist as well. The blueberry smoothie gives run speed, heat resist, stamina, water, food. The fry bread and sham gives, you know, natural crit healing, which is kind of good. A loot bonus, 2 loot bonuses, which is nice. Loot percent and everything. Like, it's all really nice, and they're unlocked with different levels of Master Chef. So the Master Chef level 1 unlocks the hardtack, which is like a good beginner level food. It doesn't do anything for water, unfortunately, like boiled meat does, but it does do food, like we saw here. Decent good food and health. Unfortunately, lose some water. But then level 2 unlocks the supper, the pear cobbler, and the miso chicken soup, which are all really good. And then the level 3 unlocks the chicken and dumplings and the blueberry smoothie, and then also the fry bread sham. And then the level 5 unlocks a recipe to be able to craft 2 Mega Crush, so you can craft 2 at a time with the same amount of resources. It's all really nice. It's a fun little mod that, you know, if you're playing by yourself and you want some different kind of food stuff for different things, this is definitely the mod to go, because the Hobo Stew doesn't do anything like that. None of the vanilla foods really give you boosts like this does. This mod gives fantastic boosts for doing different things. Craft yourself some supper, and then go out and go punch a zombie in the face. Craft yourself some pear cobbler, and go run around for a while or go buy some stuff. You know, all of these have different perks that are really good, and if you eat one after the other, like, we'll go ahead and we'll use this one, use that one, Oh, I've still got that stupid bug where I can't eat anything. Can't figure out why. But it is a cool little mod. I've got a little conflict that doesn't let the buff show, but it's a fun mod where you can stack a lot of cool stuff. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and move over to the next mod. Alright folks, so the next mod is the Silverado by D-Bach, and it's actually kind of a cool vehicle. It looks like a brand new shiny Chevy Silverado, but it's a little bit faster than the vanilla vehicles. I say it's a little bit, it's actually a lot faster than vanilla vehicles. It handles off-road pretty well. You see we're going up the hill here, not really having an issue like the normal vehicles would get stuck just because of the models, but this is just kind of powering through. It doesn't have the weird little ramp thing sticking out of the front. I say ramp, what the hell is those things called? Cow catchers or whatever they're called. Like what's on a train, cow catcher, right? That's what they're called, cow catcher. But you see it's going up the hill here just fine, and this was a mod that was requested by a community member, and I've played around with it a little bit. It's actually not a bad vehicle. Kind of a gas hog because we've not really gone that far, and you see it has sucked down some gas, but of course now that we get to the more steeper parts of the mountain, it's not exactly making a super easy trip, but it's going pretty good. I mean, all in all, it's not bad, and it's, you know, nice, bright, and shiny, so come on, get up here, you can do it. There we go. Come on this way. This is the way I want you to go. There you go. You see, it's a cool little vehicle. I mean, it's a nice vehicle mod. I think D-Bach has done a pretty good job on this, staying true to the original source material, and you can play thematically, like right before the zombie apocalypse kicked off. You know, you bought yourself a nice little farm like we got way out there, and bought yourself a nice little Chevy Silverado to ride around on said farm. And here we go, downhill. Wah, boom. Come on, baby. There we go. Yeah. And it's got good lights. It gets nice and bright. But it's a great vehicle. It's a good vehicle mod. It's fast. Like I said, it's faster than the... Oh, crap. I didn't even see that thing there. But it's faster than the vanilla vehicles, but it is a gas hog, so be mindful of that. But it does look good. I think it was, you know, the model of this was very well done, and I love how the lights shine through. But that's it. That's the Chevy Silverado. It looks really good. I really like it a lot. I think it was, like I said before, fantastically well done. But with that, we're going to go ahead and move over to the last mod. Alright folks, so this last mod is cool because you're out here, it's the wasteland, you see like, oh no, holy crap, there's a whole bunch of zombie dogs. And what is that off in the distance? So you're coming along, you're like, oh no, you know, what's going on? What is this? You come up and you see, it is a diamond giant Raidboss. This is the awesome diamond Raidboss by A20. God, I hope I said that right. I really don't think I did. But you see, this lady is huge. She has a ton of HP. She spits out these weird little acid piles and stuff. And this is just somebody you're going to randomly run across out here in the wasteland. Let's go ahead and punch out all these dogs. Look at this lady. Look at how much HP she has. Punch her right in the boob. Yeah. Yeah, what do you think about that? Look at that. Look at that amount of HP. Imagine running into this while you're just out questing and stuff and not in a controlled, you know, actually spawned it in for this purpose. Look at this crazy lady. Look at how big she is. Punch her in the hoo-ha. But watch what happens when we kill her. 50,000 experience points and 30,000 dukes. Now this is a mod that, or a creature I should say, that came from the Blueberry Farms server, the accrued gray sage. God, I don't know how to pronounce the name. So the person who posted this is part of the Blueberry Farms, and I've covered that mod back in Alpha 19, or that server I should say, because they've got a lot of server side stuff on there. a lot of creatures like this, who is server side. The Diamond Raidboss is server side. So if you're playing with friends, you want to have a lot of fun in the wasteland, put this on there, let it spawn, and you're going to have some fun with it, because she is kind of a pain to take down. But you guys saw, it can be really fun to have. The Blueberry Farms guys have done some fun stuff with this, and I hope they post more, because there's a lot of cool stuff there. But with that, we are done for the week, folks. If you liked the episode, leave a like, go ahead and subscribe. It helps us out. If you didn't like the episode, leave a dislike, and then let us know what we can do better. But have fun, take it easy, and we will see you next time.